Let's look at the history of Marion. Marion. Alright, the city of Marion, serving as county seat of the McDowell County, was planned and built on land selected by the first county commissioners after much bitterness and infighting among a number of local citizens. The community was divided. Many citizens wanting the county seat to be built near a Carson house at Buck Creek, several miles from its present location. Prior to, oh goodness, I can't see it, creating the city boundaries, court was held at the Carson home. Sam Carson himself did not want the town built close to his home, fearing it would disrupt plantation life. Plantation life now, okay? And here we see plantation life going on here in North Carolina. Court was held at the Carson home. Sam Carson himself did not want to close to his home, fearing it would disturb plantation life. To settle the matter, Mr. Carson and his family donated 50 acres for the county seat, and the commissioners acquired an additional 13 acres at the cost of $65. Don't we wish money could go that far now in land and we own it? But no, we're not allowed to own land. I think we went full circle here. We're back at it again. The land question settled the debate, and Marion was established in a civilized location at a crossroad of the county on March the 14th, 1844. Okay, and though referring to as Marion, it was not until 1845 that the official name, City of Marion, was signified as the county seat by the North Carolina state legislature. The city was named in honor of Brigadier General France Mason. Marion. Okay, you guys. You know where my mind went. The American Revolutionary War hero who is well known in his service with the Congressional Army and the South Carolina Militia. Wow. Militia. Okay. There his talent in guerrilla warfare earned him a name Swamp Fox. Okay. So now we have a Swamp Fox going on here. In 1843, a committee of founding fathers whose last names are still recognized today, including Thomas Baker, Samuel W. Davison, A.D. Whiteside, David Corpeling, and J.J. Edwin, were charged with selecting a site for a new town. Benjamin Bergen and David Challenger survived the 63 acres of the acquired land and laid out the town original jurisdiction boundaries. George Ash Walton and John Bobson, Andrew Hemphill, and Jess Bergen were on the committee charged with the task of planning the new town and for selling lots to the highest bidders. The town was divided into 90 lots, with sole bases on the site and location. According to early records, the corner lot directly across from the courthouse sold for a premium of $601, while the corner lot directly across the street sold for half that amount. The first town resigned to an official called Marion home were Alfred M. Friendly and Samuel J. Knoll. Marion began to grow at a steady pace following the topography of the land and the multiple wagons trails that emerged with growth. Main Street and Court Street were the first public streets established in town, stretching from the base of Mount Ida and traveled north to where the street branched into a smaller wagon trail. Horses, mules, wagons were all used to help build the first street in town, long before the first train or Ford Model T rode through town. Marion was the end of the line west for the new railroad, and the old stagecoach road west wound around from the end of Marion Street, winding by the pasture of the Pleasant Garden, following the Kanawha River. Their buggies, horses, wagons, chariots, and stagecoaches could ford the river when levels were low. The road then made its way to Buck Creek, the Carson House, and on westward. In the early morning hours of November the 25th, 1894, a big fire swept through downtown Marion, destroying most of the building in its path. At the time, most of the construction in town utilized local timber as the primary building material. The fire spanned through the main street and Court Street, even jumping the railroad bridge, destroying everything within its path. With no public water supply available at the time, even a few brick buildings that existed was destroyed by the fire. Cinders and burning timbers were blown all the way to the top of Mount Ida, but mercifully some home escaped damage with help from the bucket bridges. The original county courthouse building, constructed between 1843 and 1845, was destroyed in the fire, along with many original downtown documents. Boy, I wish my documents was in there. Marion citizens took in neighbors and shared what they had until home and businesses could be replaced. You can't do that now. They won't let you. Citizens were determined to rebuild their town, and their efforts paid off, with many of those same buildings still standing today as a testament of their determination. These buildings are recognized as some of the most significant artifactual resources in the community and are identified as contributing statures within the Main Street Historical District, listed on the National Register of Historical Places. By this time, the Industrial Revolution was beginning to make the mark on the community, and this shift dramatically changed Marion from a small university community to a booming urban mill town by the late 1800s. Marion was well on its way to becoming a highly productive industrial town. The Southern Railway construction, a railroad line westward through Marion to Asheville to help link the Greensboro-Knoxville line. And in 1908, the Clutchfield Railroad committed lacking north to south and east to west. Converting freight shipments made Marion an attractive location for a number of industrial-looking established operations in the region. By the early 20th century, three large industrial, including Marion Mill, Clutchfield Mill, and Cross Mills, had established operations in the area. The mills not only provide jobs, they were responsible for installing water and sewer infrastructure, streets, sidewalks, parks, and homes for employees and their families. Through the mills are no longer in operation, the neighborhood known as Mill Valley has flourished. Many former employees and their families still call these areas home and share an unwavering pride for their community with fellow neighbors. Aside from work and family, church has always been a central part of life for Marion residents, and such has always played an important role in the community. By the early 20s, 6 churches of variety denomination have been established in Marion, and all but one still hold regular service in their original sanctuary. Every Sunday morning, church bells would ring throughout town, calling the members to worship. My question is what worship are they worshiping? Each bell had a unique tone, giving each congregation the ability to identify the right bell for service. Today, those churches are individually listed as historical sites on the National Register of Historical Places. While Marion continues to grow and evolve economically, critically, and environmentally, whatever that word is, the critic foundation it was built upon remains strong and steadfast. Today's citizens are committed to providing Marion historical significant agriculture, critical and natural resources, and most of all, it seems a place which can be best described as a small town community with a big civic heart. Well, we can tell that right there was done by the government. And we have to wonder, what God do they actually have anything to do with? Well, I was hoping that would go bigger so you could see it better, but unfortunately it won't. But okay, there we have a little bit of history about Marion.